This simple vitamin can help seniors prevent falls and fractures, scientifically proven. Have you noticed it's getting harder to climb stairs than it used to be? Or maybe you've started feeling a little unsteady when getting up from a chair. You're not alone. Every year, millions of older adults begin to lose the strength in their legs. Not because they've done anything wrong, but because their muscles are quietly weakening. And for many, that weakness leads to something far more serious: falls, fractures, and a sudden loss of independence. But here's the truth no one tells you. Much of that risk can be reduced, even reversed, with one simple vitamin that most seniors are missing. And it's not too late to take control. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how this essential nutrient protects your legs, improves your balance, and helps you stay independent, even into your 80s and 90s. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn could save you from a fall and help you stand strong for years to come. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to care about your health. If you find this topic helpful, please consider subscribing to Wellness Unlocked for more science-backed health tips. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did this video bring you any new insight? Do you think this kind of content is useful for seniors like you? Please leave a comment below and let me know. Your feedback means a lot and helps me make future videos even better for you. 1. The hidden struggle of aging legs. Aging is often described as a gradual loss of energy, of memory, of agility. But few things are as quietly devastating as the weakening of our legs. You see, with every passing decade, the human body experiences a silent erosion of muscle mass, a process known as sarcopenia. By the time a person reaches their 60s and 70s, the muscles that once carried them up hills and across dance floors are no longer as dependable. What starts as a slight wobble when rising from a chair can evolve into a serious struggle to climb stairs, balance on uneven ground, or even walk unaided. The statistics are deeply concerning. Nearly 1 in 4 adults over the age of 65 experiences a fall each year. And for older adults, a fall is not just a slip. It can be life-altering. Broken hips, head injuries, long-term disability, and loss of independence are all too common outcomes. In fact, falls are the leading cause of injury-related hospitalizations and deaths among seniors. But beyond the statistics lies something more personal: the fear. Many older adults begin avoiding activities they once loved simply because they no longer trust their legs. Social gatherings, morning walks, even the simple joy of gardening slowly fade from their daily lives. What they lose isn't just strength, it's freedom, confidence, and joy. And while aging itself is inevitable, the rate and severity of muscle loss are not. There are ways to slow and even reverse this decline. But to do that, we need to understand what's really going on beneath the surface. The weakening of leg muscles in older adults isn't just a matter of time. It's a biological process influenced by lifestyle, nutrition, hormones, and one crucial but often overlooked factor: vitamin D. 2. A vital ally. The protective power of vitamin D. Most people associate vitamin D with bone health, and rightfully so. It plays a critical role in helping the body absorb calcium and maintain bone density. But what many don't realize is that vitamin D is just as essential for muscles, particularly the large muscle groups that support movement, balance, and posture. Without adequate levels of vitamin D, muscle fibers shrink, neuromuscular coordination declines, and legs lose the power to react quickly. This isn't just a theoretical risk. It's observable in real-life clinical settings. Older adults with vitamin D deficiency often exhibit slower gait speeds, reduced leg strength, and a higher likelihood of falling. It's not magic, and it's not hype. It's a biological necessity. Vitamin D acts as a molecular switch, helping muscles contract properly and nerves communicate efficiently. Without it, the signal between your brain and your body weakens, and so does your ability to stay upright and steady. Research confirms this connection. A landmark study published in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society found that seniors who took vitamin D supplements had a 23% lower risk of falling compared to those who did not. And more recent studies have linked low vitamin D levels to poorer performance in basic mobility tasks, like walking, sitting, and standing. But perhaps the most striking evidence comes not from academic papers, but from patients themselves. I've seen 89-year-old women regain the confidence to walk without assistance. I've seen men in their 70s who thought they were destined for wheelchairs begin climbing stairs again, all after identifying and correcting a severe vitamin D deficiency. The message is clear. Vitamin D is not optional, it's foundational, especially as we age. In fact, I often refer to it as the guardian of independence in old age. While it won't replace the need for exercise or physical therapy, vitamin D provides the biochemical environment for strength and stability to exist. Without it, even the most motivated seniors face an uphill battle. Sadly, the body becomes less efficient at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight as we age. And many older adults either avoid the sun for skin protection or spend most of their time indoors due to limited mobility. This creates a perfect storm, increasing need, decreasing supply. That's why understanding this nutrient and how to ensure its adequate intake is absolutely essential for anyone who wishes to age not just longer, but better. And as we'll soon explore, optimizing your vitamin D levels might just be the simplest, most powerful step you can take to protect your legs, your balance, and your freedom, even at 94. 3. Scientific evidence you can't ignore. When it comes to aging and muscle loss, many people assume it's an unavoidable process, a natural price to pay for time. But science says otherwise. A growing body of research has uncovered a powerful and often underappreciated link between vitamin D levels and lower body strength, balance, and fall risk in seniors. Let's begin with a major study published in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society. In this study, older adults who regularly took vitamin D supplements experienced a 23% reduction in the risk of falling. That's nearly 1 in 4 falls potentially prevented, a figure that could mean the difference between living independently and being confined to a care facility. Another study, published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, found a direct connection between low vitamin D levels and weaker leg muscles, especially in older individuals. Participants with lower levels of vitamin D walked slower, had less endurance, and performed worse on mobility tests. What this tells us is clear. Vitamin D doesn't just protect your bones, it empowers your legs. Even more alarming, widespread research reveals that over 60% of seniors have insufficient vitamin D levels. That's not a minor deficiency, well, it's a public health crisis. And the most tragic part is that many of these people have no idea. They may chalk up their fatigue, their imbalance, or their aching joints to just getting old, when in fact, they may be suffering from something that's both detectable and fixable. As a physician, I've seen this far too often. People come in frustrated that they can't move the way they used to, and they're shocked when a simple blood test shows critically low levels of vitamin D. But the silver lining is that once the issue is identified, the recovery can be dramatic. A real-life example, Martha's story. Take Martha, for instance, a 76-year-old retired teacher who came to my clinic complaining of leg pain, frequent tripping, and a growing fear of falling. She had stopped going to the market on her own and gave up her favorite pastime, morning walks with friends. Her family feared she was slipping into early frailty. A simple blood panel showed her vitamin D levels were less than half the recommended minimum. With a carefully tailored supplement regimen and modest dietary changes, her levels returned to normal within 12 weeks. But the most inspiring part? So did her confidence. Martha now walks daily. Her balance has improved. She hasn't fallen once in over a year. Science gives us numbers, but patients like Martha give those numbers meaning. 4. Signs you may be deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D deficiency rarely announces itself with flashing warning lights. Instead, it whispers through fatigue, aches, and subtle changes that we often ignore. But over time, these whispers become warnings. And for older adults, ignoring them can lead to serious consequences. One of the most common symptoms is muscle weakness, particularly in the thighs and calves. You may notice it when you try to rise from a chair and your legs tremble, Or when climbing stairs suddenly feels like scaling a mountain. This isn't just age. It's your muscles begging for help. Another red flag is bone pain, especially in the hips, knees, or lower back. Without enough vitamin D, your body struggles to absorb calcium. That doesn't just weaken bones, it makes them ache. Some people describe the pain as a deep soreness that doesn't quite go away. Slow wound healing is another overlooked sign. Vitamin D plays a role in immune response and tissue repair. If you notice that small cuts or bruises take longer to heal than they used to, or you frequently develop infections, it might be time to check your levels. And then there's nighttime leg cramps, sharp, sudden spasms that jolt you awake. These cramps are not just annoying. They may be your body's way of signaling a lack of vitamin D, which helps regulate the nerves and muscles involved in contraction. Older adults are particularly vulnerable. As the skin ages, it becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Combine that with less outdoor activity and poor dietary intake, and deficiency becomes not just likely, but almost inevitable. The good news? These symptoms are not permanent. Once identified, a vitamin D deficiency can often be reversed with targeted treatment and lifestyle changes. And in many cases, it doesn't take long to feel the difference. But the key is recognition. Don't ignore the signs. Don't assume weakness, pain, or fatigue is just a normal part of aging. It might be your body asking for something it desperately needs. And in the next section, we'll explore exactly how to give your body that support. Through sunlight, food, and smart supplementation. To reclaim the strength and vitality you deserve. 5. How to boost your vitamin D levels naturally and effectively. Understanding the importance of vitamin D is only the first step. The next, and far more empowering step is knowing how to restore and maintain optimal levels, especially as we age. Fortunately, nature and nutrition give us several tools to do just that. Start with sunlight. The most natural way for your body to produce vitamin D is through direct exposure to sunlight. When your skin is exposed to UVB rays, it synthesizes vitamin D3, the most effective form of the vitamin. For older adults, I recommend spending 20 to 30 minutes outdoors, 3 to 4 times a week, ideally between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., when the sun's rays are at their peak. However, as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D. Add to that clothing, sunscreen, and indoor lifestyles, and many seniors simply don't get enough sun exposure. That's why sunbathing alone isn't always enough. Eat vitamin D-rich foods. Certain foods can supplement your intake significantly. Fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and tuna are among the richest sources. A single 100-gram serving of wild salmon can provide up to 570 IU of vitamin D, a major contribution to your daily needs. Egg yolks are another source, albeit smaller, with around 40 IU per yolk. Fortified dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese are convenient for many people, offering both vitamin D and calcium. And for vegetarians, sun-exposed mushrooms such as maitake and shiitake offer a unique plant-based source. But even a perfect diet may fall short, especially in colder climates or during winter months. Supplements often fill the gap. For adults over 70, the recommended daily intake is 800 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D3. Unlike vitamin D2, D3, cholecalciferol, is more effectively absorbed and maintained in the bloodstream. As a fat-soluble vitamin, D3 should always be taken with a meal that includes healthy fats, like avocado, olive oil, or nuts, to enhance absorption. Don't forget magnesium. This is a crucial but often overlooked piece of the puzzle. Magnesium acts as a cofactor, enabling your body to actually activate and utilize the vitamin D you take in. Without enough magnesium, your body cannot convert vitamin D into its active form, no matter how much you're taking. Foods rich in magnesium include dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, nuts, almonds, cashews, seeds, pumpkin, chia, legumes, and whole grains. And when dietary intake isn't enough, a magnesium supplement can be considered under medical supervision. Real-life example, Mr. Bernard's transformation. Mr. Bernard, a 72-year-old retired accountant, came to me with chronic leg cramps, constant fatigue, and a growing fear of stairs. He had tried stretching exercises and pain relievers, but nothing worked. His blood work revealed a double deficiency, both in vitamin D and magnesium. We introduced a regimen that included daily D3 supplements, 15 minutes of midday sun exposure, and magnesium-rich snacks like almonds and dark chocolate. After 6 weeks, he reported significantly fewer cramps and a notable boost in energy. By 3 months, he was back to his morning walks and had even rejoined his local cycling group. 6. The tangible results of vitamin D sufficiency, updated with scientific source. One of the most rewarding aspects of correcting vitamin D deficiency is just how quickly the body can respond when it's finally getting what it needs. You don't have to wait years to see improvements. In many cases, the benefits begin to show in just a matter of weeks. After just 2 weeks, people often experience a reduction in leg cramps, improved sleep quality, and a subtle but noticeable boost in energy. These early changes may seem small, but they are clear signs that your muscles and nervous system are starting to recalibrate. By the end of 1 month, something deeper starts to happen. Posture improves, muscle strength begins to return, and balance becomes more stable. People who once feared falling begin to move more confidently. You might even see changes in your gait. Walking becomes less of a struggle and more of a steady, fluid motion. At 3 months, the effects compound. This is the turning point for many seniors. Bone mineral density starts to increase, muscles regain power, and reflexes sharpen. Many patients who once relied on canes or railings report they no longer need constant support. But don't just take my word for it. A 2017 meta-analysis published in the British Medical Journal, BMJ, one of the most respected medical journals worldwide, evaluated over 25 randomized controlled trials involving more than 11,000 participants aged 65 and above. The study found that vitamin D supplementation led to a 30% reduction in the risk of falls, particularly among those who were already deficient. These numbers are not just statistically significant, they are clinically life-changing. Fewer falls mean fewer broken hips, fewer emergency room visits, fewer surgeries, and ultimately, more seniors maintaining their independence, living safely in their own homes, and enjoying life with dignity. This is the power of prevention. This is the power of vitamin D, when consistently and thoughtfully maintained. To sum it all up, vitamin D isn't just important. It's essential for keeping your legs strong, your balance steady, and your independence intact as you age. With the right amount of sunlight, nutrition, and supplements, you can reduce the risk of falls and feel more confident in every step you take. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. If you found it helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe to Wellness Unlocked for more practical, science-based tips on healthy aging. And most importantly, stay strong, stay active, and take good care of yourself. See you in the next video.